Hello, my name is Trevor Franklin. I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only person who has been so confident that I thought I could handle anything at once or that came my way. Or at least I believed that doing 110% of what I thought I could do would get me to where I wanted to be, only to realize later that it was too much. No matter who it is, all of us feel pressure to constantly do the best we can. This goal is often chased through loading our course schedules with sports or school and extracurriculars, and we think this means that we're being successful. Since I started high school, I've been on 4 different sports teams, several different clubs and soccer teams, and I became a youth group leader. Everyone wants to be successful, but trying to achieve this goal by cramming your schedule with meaningless tasks will get you nowhere. It is rather by doing meaningful tasks that you will achieve your goal. Today, I'll tell you 2 examples of when attempting too much can actually limit an individual. First will be an Aesop fable called The Boy and the Filberts, and the second is a personal experience of my own. So first, I'll summarize the fable. This fable is about a boy who stuck his hand in a jar. He tried to grab as many filberts as he could, and and after, of course, he tried to take his hand out with the filberts, and he just couldn't. He kept on trying, but he could never take his hand out of the jar because he was grabbing too many filberts at once. Um, After that, he began to cry, and a bystander saw him, and he suggested that he would just drop some of the filberts so he could get his hand in the jar, but he still refused. So he learned a lesson, and he learned that trying to do too much at once can actually limit him, and he never progressed after that. After reading this, let's look at a real life example of myself. During the fall semester of this school year, I learned this firsthand that overloading my course schedule with too many responsibilities can lead to negative consequences. I was taking a heavy course load with several APs and college classes, and also playing many sports involved in several other things. And I convinced myself that being productive meant I was being successful. However, as the weeks went on, I began to experience the consequences of trying to do too much at once. My grades began to slip, pressure from my parents felt constant, and I was feeling ill. Overall, I was just mentally drained. So I talked to my youth group leader, and unprompted, he told me that I needed to be grateful for what I had now, or else I wouldn't be grateful for the things that came later on in life. And when I achieved a new accomplishment, I wouldn't be grateful for that. The conversation that we had allowed me to see that, much like the boy in the fable, I was not willing to let go of anything until it was clearly hurting me. It wasn't until I let go of other stuff and focused on what actually mattered was when I felt to start healthier and less stressed. And although the 2 stories that I presented didn't have the same immediate consequence, both contain the same moral. As shown through the Aesop's fable, The Boy and the Filberts, and my own personal experience, attempting to take on more than you can handle can actually lead to unnecessary stress. And just like the boy who had to let go of the filberts in order to free himself, I had to let go of certain commitments in order to let myself blossom. And in the end, I learned to accept my limits and be grateful for what I already had. And this was extremely beneficial, and I eventually was able to complete more and be successful in the long run. Thank you. Are there any questions?